afternoon, good morning, GWT family around the world. And I hope you're all having a great day, a great evening. It's a Sunday, it's leadership webinar. And congratulations to everyone on this call. That means that you're taking the step to your success. And every Sunday and every Tuesday should be part of your WMO, weekly method of operation, and that's the only way that you'll be successful in your business. So tonight we have a great training, and it's going to be, one of our regional ambassadors. He's top income earner, President's Cup winner, and CEO's council member. And of course, as we all know him as Mr. Caribbean, responsible for changing lives in the Caribbean and of course around the world. So we're going to have a wonderful training tonight. So please help me welcome Mr. Caribbean, our regional ambassador, Sean Haynes. Do we have you on the call, Sean?
Absolutely. Thank you so much to our Regional Ambassador, Jeanette Beaver, introducing me on the call. And actually, Jeanette, we'll call you back shortly because we're talking first tonight about the Forensic Network, and I know you're our only Forensic Master Ambassador. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, GWT family. Welcome to this Sunday night call. Thank you all for joining us for the success of your business. It's a beautiful day here in Toronto. Finally, after it seems like 10 years of winter, finally we've got the beautiful weather. And I did a posting today. I said I traveled enough that I finally came back to Toronto when it's warm. But regardless of the weather outside, we never miss these Sunday night calls. And these Sunday night calls are always hot for your success. Now tonight, before we get into our training, we're starting off with a topic that's very, very important. And in fact, it's the most important topic if you join GWT to achieve all that's possible for you. And the question is, if you're not in GWT to achieve all that's possible for you, why not? So, right away, when we started this business, next 30 days action plan, very, very central at the top. It says, what are your 3 whys? What are those burning desires that you want out of this business? And of course, we know for most people, the first point they want to get to is to $10,000 a month. Most people, if you can get into our 10K Freedom Club, life has become good. From there, get into the 6-figure annual income club, and of course, eventually become one of the 1,000 millionaires in the mission of our incredible CEO. Well, if your mission is to say, I want to achieve all I can achieve out of GWT, and on the trips I was on recently, one of the places we went, St. Martin, and I know off of St. Martin, the island of St. Barth, and our national ambassador, Resumes Girl, Ambassador Sean Singh, went over there. And that's a place where you see all of these mega yachts. I mean, it's unbelievable. They're almost like mini cruise ships. And, who do these yachts belong to? They belong to the owners of your Louis Vuittons, your Gucci's, your Chanel's. And what it is these guys had a vision, and they had a very set business plan, and here it is 250 years later, they just continue to get richer and richer. Imagine the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren, the great-great-great-great-grandchildren that are all enjoying today the legacy because of a business plan that was focused with a vision. Well, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? We all have the same opportunities sitting in our hands today, and there is no training, there is no plan, there is nothing that will provide you with that vision, with the business training, with the business plan, step by step, by the numbers, exactly what to do day in, day out to start from where you are today to get yourself to 5-figure monthly, 6-figure annual, and become a millionaire. There's simply nothing that is close that compares to the Forensic Networker. The most advanced training university, the last word in direct sales mastery, and I'll tell you, I've paid $10,000 to go to training. It was not even 1/10 of what the Forensic Networker is. So the fact we're getting it for $179, that is the giveaway gift of a lifetime. If you're serious about this business, you're serious about creating that legacy for your family, making a difference in the world. You know, right now we got the great initiative going on for Nepal and, you know, the unfortunate earthquake there. And that's the ultimate mission that our CEO wants us to achieve in GWT, is giving more. So, you know, if you're serious about achieving that legacy for your family and ultimately being able to give more, make a difference in the world, Forensic Networker is where you need to be. Now, when you add in the fact that we have the Phase 5 releases, you know, it's going to set the next 10 years of where GWT is going on the mission to the billion, the 1,000 millionaires, making sure, again, that this company is set up where our kids, our grandkids, and beyond will be able to be enjoying the residual income for life from what we created today. You simply cannot miss it, okay? That's all I want to tell you, is that you simply cannot miss it. Now, we got a gift because our early bird pricing was to end on May 1st, but we got a gift for the next 7 days where our early bird pricing is continuing for another 7 days. So you want to take full advantage of that. If you haven't got your ticket, I don't know why. I personally bought 4 tickets already to this training. That's how important this training is to me. I made sure I had 4 tickets bought for it. Don't miss this training. Get your ticket today. Make sure all your LCs have their tickets. Believe me, they will be enhanced. They will be at a different level. Their business will explode, which means your business will explode. So you want everyone in your team to be at this training. Okay, so I want to have some very special people come on, you know, and share their thoughts on forensic as well. But before I bring on our first guest, you know, first I want to give a early birthday wish to our very own CEO. I know his birthday is coming up and this next week, and maybe this extended forensic price was a birthday gift from him to us. And, you know, just wanted to say thank you to him for all he's done for me personally, all he does for all of us, you know, his heart, his sacrifice for all of us. Again, giving the forensic for a 179, and I know that's going to be 2 days of him giving his absolute best of everything he knows to pour into all of us to achieve all the best that we can achieve. So thank you, Ramin. Now, the first person I want to bring on, you know, I want you to hear from some people who've just had the most unbelievable success. So, you know, I've been blessed in this business to be earning residual income weekly for 7 years now, earning a 5-figure income for a long time. But how about hearing from some people like a gentleman who's earned $500 in 47 minutes, a gentleman who's made $1 million in 27 months, you know, so a gentleman who just had incredible success in global wealth trade in this industry, one of the top 250 earners in the entire world in this industry, has been featured in Forward, the network marketing movie about this industry. And actually, this gentleman just had his birthday a couple of days ago, and you know, he's my personal mentor. So I want to say happy birthday and thank you to Reza Mesgarlu for all you do. So let's go to our National Ambassador, Reza Mesgarlu, and hear his thoughts on why Forensic and Phase 5 seminars are absolute don't miss. Are you there, Reza?
Yes, I am, Sean. Can you hear me?
Hi, Reza. We can hear you loud and clear. Welcome to the call. Go right ahead.
Thank you very much, Sean. It is my pleasure to be on this call, and it's unbelievable that you know, they extended that early bird price for everybody, because I tell you, anyone and everyone that I talk to, whether they're local, whether they're out of province, whether they're out of the country, or whether they're out of the continent and the other side of the world, My response to him is that you cannot miss forensic, because I'll tell you something, I would not miss forensic for the world. When they announced that they're going to have the forensic, I made sure that I do not book anything, whether it's vacation, whether it's expansion, whether it's family gathering, whether it is birthdays, whatever it is. I made sure that I'm free in that time because I would not miss it. You know, I am where I am because of the forensic. I'm still working on the forensic. I'm still trying to perfect myself with the forensic. And you know what? That's one event that you do not miss. We've never had it for 2 days. You know, 2 full days of forensic. This is the first time. And to top it all off for $179, I just couldn't believe it. I was wondering, like, when they announced it initially for that price, if there was going to be different sections that we needed to add on to the $179 in order to be able to get the full benefit of the forensic complete. And this is the first time, a full 2 days of forensic. This is out of this world. I tell you right now, anybody and everybody, you're listening to this call, you're listening to this message, I'm telling you right now, I get calls daily, hourly, messages, text messages, emails, all kinds of stuff, wanting to know what's the secret. What's the secret to this business? What's the secret to building wealth? What's the secret to financial freedom? I'll tell you something, guys. There is no secret. Okay? There is no secret. I wish there was a magic something I could tell you that, you know what, it's just the abracadabra and you're going to be a millionaire. It doesn't work like that. You got to learn and you got to apply. And you got to learn the right things. Everybody have a tune to play. I mean, I've been in the industry for about 26 years. I've never seen anything that comes remotely close to what we have as a system. That's how fortunate we are in Global Wealth Trade to have forensic. We have people from different companies. We have people in different parts of the world that just came back from Middle East, from Dubai, from Iran, and there's a lot of networkers there that, you know, they've gone through different variety of trainings over their career. And you know what? Some of them have been following forensic, and you know what? They are against all they're trying to get their visas to come down for the forensic. That's how much value we have in-house. Now I know there's a lot of us in this company. It's our first. Company. It's our first. You know, we were blessed that we came across Global Wealth Trade as our very first program. And you know what? We think it's the norm to have these type of training available to us. But I tell you, it's not. You know. So if you are listening to this call, you're serious, you want to get yourself to the next level, because I'm serious, I want to get myself to the next level. I know, Sean, you're serious. I know all the top earners of this company, they would not miss it for the world because they're all serious. Now, whatever stage of your game you're at, whether you're just a new, you know, someone that just joined, someone that joined a year ago, 3 years ago, 5, it doesn't really matter. Forensic is where it's at. You want to be there. You want to be fresh. You want to take notes. You want to attend the forensic. You want to be in the workshop, and you want to take that knowledge that you're going to gain to the field. And I tell you, there's no word that can describe what you will gain by attending forensic. Again, it's only for me to tell you, and it's for you to listen. A lot of people probably think, well, you know what, I can't afford it. Well, you know what, you cannot afford not to go to the forensic. Doesn't matter where you live. I'm telling you, it does not matter where you live. This is one event that you do absolutely want to be there, and you absolutely want to make sure, if you have a team, to make sure they understand how important it is. If they want to be serious, if they want to have success, if they want to have the financial freedom, the time freedom that goes with it, if they want to have all of that, forensic, if there is one magic, if there is one secret, it is the forensic. You want to be there. You want to be at this event. Do not miss it. I'm counting days, and I tell you guys, you know, I couldn't wait. Believe me, I couldn't wait. As soon as human. We had a Sunday night call such as this one. They were talking about the forensic. They were talking about the tickets going live at the night after webinar. And I was there trying to purchase, and I couldn't. So I sent a message to Sana. I said, when is it going to go live? And she says, give me a second. It's going to go live right this. I said, it went live. I bought it right away. Just like Sean, I bought a few. Because I knew I'm going to have some people that are going to be, whether they already, you know, haven't joined or they're in the process of joining, they're going to want this ticket. So, you know what? You definitely want to not miss this. It's that important, guys. You know what? I could keep blabbing on about this and the whole thing, but believe me, guys, you do not want to miss the forensic. Back to you, Sean.
All right, thank you. Well, thank you so much, Reza. for sharing on forensic and why it's so important to be there. And again, folks, you're hearing from someone who's already doing what many of us dream to do, someone who's already earned millions, someone who's earned 547 minutes. So if this gentleman is telling you why forensic is so important to be there, imagine why you need to be there. You know, if he's telling you he's going to be there, he won't miss it. Imagine why you need to be at forensic. Okay, so next we want to bring on another gentleman who's had incredible success. I thought earning $100,000 in a year was doing something special until this gentleman did it in a month. And it's absolutely mind-boggling that that's even possible. Of course, you know, doing it with 7,000 people in your team, that can only happen in GWT. And doing it the way he did it can only happen because I know he had and applied forensic training every step of the way. So let's bring on our National Ambassador, Rene Liao, to share why forensic and Phase 5 is so important not to miss. Welcome to the call, Rene.
Hello, Sean. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Rene, we can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Sean and Jeanette, for doing an amazing job, as always, hosting the calls. And again, a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone, and thanks for being on the call tonight. And also, again, a very special happy birthday to, of course, our National Ambassador, Mr. Garlu, and our CEO in the upcoming week for his birthday. So again, happy birthday to their guys as well, too. Yeah, really quickly, everything that, Sean and Reza said about Forensic Networker, 100% absolutely agree. Everything they said is exactly the way it is. It's just that simple. The only thing I can probably add to what they've already mentioned is that I've been to several different conventions, in my last 12 years of direct sales, and of course 8 years with GWT. And one thing I noticed coming out of every other company's training or convention is that, you're typically usually hyped up, you're typically usually excited, you're very, very rah-rah, and you leave the meeting, you get back home, and you're so pumped to conquer the world, and then, but one thing happens, and you're wondering, well, what do I do next? And that's one of the biggest things and the biggest issues that I see in so many other companies, conventions, or trainings is that people get really hyped up to hear all these crazy stories, but when they get back home, they don't know what to do. They don't even know what the first step is. They're lost. So now they have all this bunch of excitement and motivation sort of inside their body, but they can't apply it to anything useful. So it dies out, and next thing you know, they just wasted the whole entire time, all that flight money going to the convention. The one thing that Forensic did for me was it gave me a clear path. So think of, if you're lost right now or things are cloudy, you're not sure what to do next, you're confused, you're wondering, is what I'm doing the right thing to do? Am I doing this right? Think of Forensic as the tool that's going to clear your path. Everything's going to become crystal clear to exactly what you have to do, down to a scientific calculation of how many tours to do and the exact output for those tours. More importantly, I think Forensic, aside from teaching you the how to making 5 figures a month in about a year time frame, part-time or even faster, full-time, it's going to give you a change. You're going to change completely. And there's one thing that I've seen with people who come out of the Forensic Networker training is that they are changed. They're so much different, much stronger. They're more, capable. Everything about you is different. You're no longer going to be the same person. And, Forensic is exactly what I did my first year. That allowed me to earn $10,000 a month in my first 6 months. After 10 months applying Forensic, I was making $20,000 per month in the business. And of course, after 4 years, hit $1 million. Forensic Network is also what taught me and allowed me to earn, 6 figures in a month, to make more in 1 month than I made a whole entire year working day in, day out like a slave at my full-time job. And it's funny because there are times when, maybe I might be sort of slowing down with the Forensic system. And funny enough, my checks slow down. When I pick things back up again, boy, oh boy, do the checks start skyrocketing. And so if you're out there and you're looking for, if you know GWT is a home, because a lot of you people on the call tonight, GWT is a place to be. But what you're lacking is a discipline, a determination, and a plan, like a plan of action on what to do step by step. I guarantee you, and I promise you, if you follow this plan of action, if you come to the training and you learn and you apply, don't just come to learn. Come to learn, but more importantly, after you learn, you apply what you learn. I guarantee you, you're making 5 figures a month in your first year. And that's exactly how people in Africa are doing it right now. You know, people like Hawa, Comfort, Abdul Razak, you know, making well over 6 figures their first year in the business, do it by applying the Friends Network system. And so, you know, like Reza said before, there's no excuse. People are flying in from all over the world. So if you're local, if you're here in Toronto, you better make sure you're there, because I'll leave you with one last point here, is how serious are you? Because, again, I was sharing people on the call last week that when the CEO, you know, came to me and asked me, you know, Renee, do you want to become a millionaire? I said, hell yeah, count me in. He asked me one question. He said to me, Renee, you know, what makes you so special? And I was shocked. And what he meant by that was, what makes me special enough that I'm willing to do the things that 99% of people in the world aren't willing to do, are not willing to do, to achieve the wealth that the 1% have. And if you are serious, like I was, about making a change in my life that allowed me to live a lifestyle that, you know, I mean, you know, buying a customized multi-million-dollar home, closing on June 20th, I mean, things like that, you know, you can't afford to miss this. You know, if you're working, call in sick, take it off, you know, take your vacation days, because the amount of money you're going to make, you know, if you're working those 2 days, the amount of money you're going to be making, it's nothing. It's meaningless compared to what you're going to get 2 days at the Forensic Network System training. And Sean, back to you. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Renee. And, you know, you hit the nail on the head there. It's like I said, you know, when we go to the islands and we see these mega yachts, and you think that, man, these guys' families set them up, you know, 100, 200, 250 years ago, where they're enjoying the wealth of that legacy ongoing today, because of a vision, because of a business plan that could take them to that. Your job is never going to even bring you close to that. We know 95% can't even retire properly. So there is nothing more important than these 2 days. You know, so as Renee said, if you have to work, make sure you call in sick, you book that day off. You have enough time anyway where you book those days off in advance, because this is going to allow you to set up that legacy for life that you want for your family, to be able to make a difference in the world. Again, our CEO, as he said, it's all about wanting more, becoming more, earning more. Ultimately, we want to give more. Everything that we can achieve, want to achieve, is through Global Wealth Trade and the Forensic Network. Again, that's the plan, that's the direction, that takes us on the path to make it all come true. So thank you, Renee. Okay, so now let's go out to California and hear from a young lady who's had incredible success. I mean, you know, right now, what she's able to do, I think that everyone would love to do this who's a mother. You know, just to be having that freedom to be home, raising your baby, and, you know, $10,000 plus is coming in, not only month after month, but in her case, even some weeks, making $10,000 a week. You know, and she's home, has that complete freedom, and I know applying the Forensic Networker, that's what allowed her to have that freedom. So, Regional Ambassador Sherry Zhao, welcome to the call. Share with us how important being at Forensic, and of course with Phase 5 coming up, you know, how important this July 10th to 11th is.
Hello, Sean. Can you hear me clear?
Hi, Sherry. We can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Oh, excellent. Thank you so much for hosting this call and, you know, always be here for us. For me, enjoying the lifestyle that I'm enjoying right now, we all did what we need to do to be where, you know, where we are right now. So thank you, Sean, for sharing with, you know, our audience my story a little bit. I want to add a little bit too here. When I first got into Global Wealth Trade, you know, I was really, I was in debt. I was single. I had no money.
I made some money with a little bit, with a little bit money with the other opportunities. I thought I know something about about network marketing industry, but not until I get to know our CEO, not until I get to know our Vice President, Senior Vice President, Sinan Human. I learned so much from these amazing mentors of mine, and they actually, step by step taught me everything that I need in the industry. So when I first got started, I was in quite different network marketing companies, and then I was struggling. I was looking for the one, but I couldn't find that one. I was really struggling, and I had credit card loans and I had student loans. I had so many loans but I still believed in my dream. So I was searching, and I found it 7 years ago. So what changed my life? What changed my life totally is this forensic networking training. I attended my first one back in November. Back in February 2009 was my first forensic network training. But before that, of course, we're all learning directly from Ramin and Sinan already. So after I attended my first one, and I attended my second one, and my third one, and then every single one has more and more accurate. I always believe in personal development. I attend so many different personal development trainings with Peak Potentials, with many other ones that offers, if $1,000 is the tuition fee for those personal development courses, those cheap, okay? $1,000 to those personal development training courses, those are cheap. Those are the cheap tickets. Most of the other ones, we talk about $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 just to attend those courses. And this forensic network training, our CEO been generous enough to offer for only $100-some Canadian. This is nothing. This is the price for the ticket is just not enough to just about. I think the value, I would totally. I'm telling you, the value of the ticket could be 10 times more. But you only need to pay $100-some to attend. First of all, okay. There's so many courses I attend already. I know, and for those of you who are in this business, and for those of you who are really serious talking about you want to be in a business, and this is a business training. And this is a real business training. It's not only for GWT. It is for all the serious business people. And if you are looking for that serious way out, and you're looking for something that can change your life totally, and this is a must attend. So that's from my personal experience. And now I can enjoy my life. I can do whatever I want to do. I can spend time with my daughter. I can spend time with my family. I can fly in first class. Even I spent $400,000. I had to spend $20,000 in Hawaii because those magic things happened in my life. Because all this happened, and we had amazing.
Sorry, Sherry, we're losing you a little bit. Can you come closer to the phone?
I'm sorry. Can you hear me better now?
Okay, yeah, that's better.
Okay. Did I did you hear everything I shared, or did you restart again?
No, I heard everything you said up to spending the $20,000 on the plane ticket, but just started to cut out after that.
On the plane ticket, but I did fly first class all the way back from Hawaii to Toronto as a choice. You know, I had so many choices. I had so like the freedom of making the choice to your life. That's just invaluable. So this is something that I like to share. Don't let anything to stop you to go to the Forensik Network training. If this is the meaning you have to fly, you know, all the way from across the board for 30, 40 hours, if this means you have to spend $3,000 or $4,000 on the flight, that's mean like the return on investment is 100 times more. So that's my 2 cents here. Thank you so much, Sean, for allowing me to share, and back to you.
Thank you so much, Sherry. And again, everything you said is absolutely right. And this is the lifesaver. That's what Forensik is. You know, it's we all know what's going on in the world today, but we have the company, the comp plan in GWT that we can change our lives, and then Forensik literally is the lifesaver to teach us how to maximize it and achieve everything that we want to achieve. Okay, so we have a very special guest on the call, but before we go to that special guest, let's hear from a couple more people. Now, this young lady, she's actually the only Master Ambassador in GWT, which is awarded by our CEO, the Forensik Networker, at the Forensik Seminar. And also, she was recently featured having had $25 million of sales go through her VDM, and now she's a 5-figure monthly earner with GWT, of course a regional ambassador, and I know for her how important Forensik is, setting up a business that's going to create that ongoing legacy for her 4 children and the generations beyond. So let's hear from our regional ambassador, Jeanette Beaver.
Thank you very much, Sean. Again, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, GWT family, and I wanted to say belated happy birthday to our National Ambassador, Reza Mescarlu, and advance happy birthday to our amazing CEO, Mr. Ramin Mescarlu. So, Forensik is very dear to my heart because, like Sean said, I'm the only Master Ambassador, and that's through Forensik. Most of you who know me, you know that when I speak, it's always from my heart. There's no hype. There's no embellishment. It's always what I feel, and it's always, you know, like the truth. So I can tell you, coming from traditional business, I spend so much money, not just starting my business, but also attending all these business seminars, and there was some point where I had to spend thousands of dollars, $5,000, $3,000, just so I get to, you know, be able to do my business properly. But I can tell you there is no other training out there like the Forensik, because the Forensik is going to take you to where you want it to be. That is your roadmap to success, not just for the direct sales or MLM, but you can apply this to a real business. Like if you have like a traditional business, you can do this, and it's so much more better than what, like I said, that I used to go to. But when it comes to your business, your GWT business, like our National Ambassador, Reza Mescarlu, said, there is no secret to success. It's really just following the Forensik, because the Forensik is going to teach you that step by step. If you listen to the Fast Start training, if you follow the next 30 days and you're applying that every day in your business, then you're going to have success. But once you attend the Forensik, that's really going to take you from what you're earning now or from 0 to the 10K and beyond. That training created millionaires. And that training is, like I said, the best training. You will not find any other training that is even close to the forensic. And when I applied forensic in my business, I can tell you that's when my business took to the next level. In 5 weeks, I grew my team to 90 people, 90 new people in just 5 weeks because of the forensic. So that's the kind of training that you're going to be getting here in July. So, you know, you've heard it. If you need to call in sick, or better yet, just book your time off now for those dates, and get your visa if you're not here from Canada or United States. But do not miss this training, and I'm telling you the honest truth. It's really going to take your business to the next level. It's actually 100, 1,000 times better. There is no other better training that you can get, not even those ones that you pay from well-known networkers or whatever that you see such a big hype. This one is like, really, there's just no hype. It's the honest truth, and it's 100% true that it's going to take you to the next level. It's going to allow you to live your dreams. It's going to allow you to build that legacy. So, you know, just listen to us saying this, because we've done it, and this is from our experience. It's not just something that we've read or, you know, that we want to hype you about, but it's really the honest truth. So that's my side and my experience when it comes to networking, and that's why I love it. It's not because of my 19-carat pin. Yes, I did get a 19-carat pin for the Only Master Ambassador, but it's also, like I said, I hit my momentum, you know, when I followed the forensic, and we continuously doing the forensic, and that's why I ran out of leads and prospects, and, you know, and we continuously the business. So back to you, Sean.
Thank you so much, Jeanette, and I know, again, what Forensic has done and continues to do for you. And, you know, Team Family, you're hearing the passion coming out of everyone tonight for the Forensic. And, again, it's because we've all been to it and we've all seen and experienced what it's done for us. And that's always been a one-day training. This is the first time we're getting a full 2-day training of Forensic. And if that's not enough, on top of that, we're having the Phase 5 releases. Again, that's going to set the course for the next 10 years. You know, that's going to set us to the billion and beyond, 1,000 millionaires and beyond, where you know that legacy is going to be set up for your family for life. So Phase 5 is absolutely do not miss, on top of the incredible Forensic. You're getting that all in this July 10th to 11th event. You cannot afford to miss it. Now, before we bring on our special guest, I want to have one more person come on, because I know this young man, he's doing tremendous things in the United States, and I know he was at a seminar in Las Vegas from one of these Heights Up network gurus, and I know after he went to that, and having been at our convention and got Forensic, he knew that what we get at Forensic, what we get from our CEO, is anything out there. And you know, what's great with this business is you can have such a huge vision. You know, my vision for the Caribbean, I know Jeanette's vision for the Philippines, I know this young man has a vision for Vietnam. And so let's bring on our ambassador from the United States, Marshall Wen. Are you there, Marshall?
I am here. Could you hear me okay, Sean?
Absolutely, Marshall. So share with us, I know you went to a seminar out in Las Vegas earlier this year, and before that you'd been to the Forensic training. Share with us your thoughts on what makes Forensic so special, and why this coming event, July 10th to 11th, is a do not miss one.
Wow, wow, wow. First of all, thank you very much for having me on the call. This was, that's amazing after hearing all the amazing leaders, the RAs and the NAs sharing. To be honest with you, Sean, I got a really good perspective. Not only me, but the team that I brought along, which was my GWT team from Minnesota, that came along to the event in Las Vegas called GoPro. I just have to say, when I learned forensic, this was like what I knew about network marketing. I felt as if I did not know about network. Like what I thought I knew, I didn't know, right? It was a great way to get perspective on what Ramin has, and I just got to say it's incredible. And the reason why is because the forensic network, it breaks everything down. It goes in depth to even the 8 categories of distributorship, the people in your team, and the type of distributor they are. Those type of things. When I was in my previous company, I always asked, why is this happening? I never knew the answer, right? Until I read the Forensic Network and started to get trained by the top leaders, and also Ramin by the Forensic Network. And compared to the event I went in Las Vegas, it doesn't do a dent because it doesn't teach you how to build a business. It's very generic. But with the Forensic Network, it goes in depth, everything in depth, and it just gives you the answer to success. And the great thing is that the Forensic Network is not even, it's catered for network marketing, but what I find very interesting, because I own a small business here in Minnesota, is that I could actually apply the Forensic Network in my traditional business, and I just think it's incredible. And for the people that's on the call right now, get your team. Everybody needs to go to this event. If you don't, then you are going to miss a lot of money on the table, because what you are going to learn this week is literally going to change your life. And I just have to say that it's going to change your life. I got a sneak peek of forensic, and I was mind blown. And whatever I thought I knew, it was such a huge paradigm shift, and with my mind, my mentality, and just the way business should be run, and it's just incredible. So compared to the Las Vegas event, like I said, Sean, it's it doesn't even do a dent, because forensic is on another planet. And if you want to become successful in the industry, direct sales, this is the way to be. So,
awesome. Thank you, Marshall. Appreciate you coming on and sharing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, we're very fortunate. We have a very special guest on this call tonight. He's the reason we're all here. It's his heart, his vision, almost 10 years ago now, that he put together this company where we all have the opportunity to change our lives and create that legacy. This gentleman who started in the industry at the age of 20, and by 25 went on to become a self-made millionaire, which in itself is absolutely incredible. But then through the principles that became the Forensic Networker, he mentored 16 others to become self-made millionaires, which is just unbelievable to have that talent, that skill, to be able to mentor 16 others to do the same. Today, he's one of the top 3 trainers in the entire world in this industry. Of course, he's the #1 compensation plan expert in the entire world in this industry, being featured multiple times on businessforhome.org as a master networker, as the top compensation plan expert, Networking Times as a master networker and top expert in the industry. And of course, he is the creator of the Forensic Networker, the most advanced business training ever, and the training that gives us all the opportunity to indeed live our dreams, become millionaires, and set up everyone in our family, set up that legacy that we can leave for generations, and ultimately be able to go out there and give more. When situations like Nepal unfortunately happen, now we can all give more, make that difference in the world. So it's my pleasure and honor at this time, and I want to wish him an early happy birthday on this call, and just thank him for all he's done for me personally and every one of us in the GWT family. My pleasure to bring on our CEO, Mr. Ramin Mezgarlu. Are you there, Ramin?
Hi, good evening, Sean. Can you hear me?
Yes, Ramin, we can hear you loud and clear.
Terrific. Well, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. I'm just going to take a few minutes just to talk a little bit about the very special company and course and university that's really special to my heart, which is the FAME, Forensic Advanced Marketing Experience, which the Forensic Networker is part of. Forensic Networker basically is a book that I wrote 16 years ago with 2 manuals I wrote, and the past 16 years, it was based on experience of how I've built my network marketing business, because I was, one of the things I'm very proud of is that for the 14 years that I was on the field as a soldier, building it just like you are, 12 years of it was full-time. Full-time. The dream come true for any network marketer. Out of the 12, 10 years of it at a 6-figure income. To have that type of longevity with 4 different companies, with that type of success, you need a concrete system. So that was a Forensic Networker. And even for the first 10 years, I kept it away. Even when I was on the field, I kept it away from my own team, from my own organization, because I was of the opinion that it was too advanced for the average person. It wasn't up to 2008 that I decided that I would open up this whole industry, because I see that the industry really, really needs it. There's a slaughterhouse out there. People are struggling. There's 100 million network marketers, 8% of full-time. So there's 8 million full-time network marketers are completely confused on how to build an MLM business full-time. So this is why I decided to open it up. And even at that, it was pretty much reserved to our own company. Occasionally, a few people ask for permission to come in. Every year I have companies that call us and they want to bring a group in. We just don't allow that because it's in our convention. And this year, again, we have requests from other companies who want to come in. I reject offers to speak for other companies. I just don't have the time for that. Although it's such an important message to network marketers around the world, I just don't have the time for it. I wish I had. In any event, what you're going to get out of the Forensic Networker, and people who've been in the industry for over 20 years, trained for 20 years, being perceived as being top trainers for 20 years, when they come to Forensic Networker, they finally get it. You get 2 things out of it. First thing you will do is completely change your perspective of what this business is all about. Not just this business, any business that you're already doing, not just network marketing, any business that you're in. So completely change your perspective. So like Marshall said, he's a business owner already, traditional business owner. He said, I thought I knew, but you can forget about what you think you know about building a business. That's what it will give you. The second thing it will give you is a complete scientific plan with charts. It's a scientific plan to get to 5-figure monthly income within 12 to 18 months. If you do it, if you follow the plan, you'll take it from 0 to 10K club within 12 to 18 months part-time. So a lot of people have a difficult time following the plan because, let's face it, you're going to go from 0 to a 10,000 a month, the top 1.5% income in the world. Well, you're going to have to be very disciplined. But just the first part alone, the perspective side of it, it'll change you as a person. That's why every forensic student who's ever attended my annual seminars, only once a year, they never miss another one in their lifetime. So what you're going to see, the people you're going to see at this conference, they've been to every other one before that. You just don't miss it, because it just completely changes you as a person. It takes you through what I call becoming a mental warrior. And when you become a mental warrior, it doesn't just affect your network marketing business or GWT business. It affects you as a person. It affects you the way you run your own business, how you do your job, how you be a good spouse, how you be good parents, your health. It just changes you as a person. Now, network marketers, people who've been making millions, who've looked at forensic, they have told me, Ramin, this is not even network marketing training. This is business training. And this is exactly what it was supposed to be. Teaching somebody how to recruit better, to prospect better, all of this without them knowing how to run a business, to me, is like teaching somebody how to win races at Le Mans and they don't even have a driver's license yet. Let's teach people how to run a business first. Network marketing, it's a business. MLM is a business. It's not a social club. It's not a couple of fancy tricks to get someone to sign on a dot. It's a business. And this is why I've seen so many people who are even excellent salespeople, who are excellent networkers, who went ahead and built a network marketing business, a big one, made millions, and ended up broke within 5 years. They just didn't know how to run a business. So Forensic takes this right back. I believe I've said this publicly, and some of my colleagues from the biggest names in the industry that you know of from other companies, they tell me to tone it down. They don't like me to say these things. And we don't need another network marketing course. We don't need another MLM course. There's tons of them out there. 99% of them are flawed, but even the 1% that are good, we don't need another MLM course. What we need is network marketing. What we need is business courses to teach people how to run a business. Because let's face it, because it's easy to get involved in this profession. Vast majority of people who get in it never had any experience in running a business, A. B, even if they did from traditional business, this is a completely different type of business. I mean, Forensic, I talk in detail the difference between running a traditional business and this type of business. So you get a perspective, you got a concrete plan. You want to make sure that you and your entire team are there. The very least you get out of this, your perspective of life and business will change completely. Now, whether or not you can stick to the plan, well, we'll see that. Mark Yanal, my friend, God bless him, he just passed away. He said something, he goes, for me, what I like about Forensic. He had this nice American accent. He says, what I like about Forensic is this. You go to a seminar, it's like a warm bath. You get lots of notes, you get excited. On Monday, you're like, okay, what do I do now? Well, Forensic, you go to a Forensic, on Monday you have a briefcase in your hand with a box in it and with a concrete plan of what you need to do. And you see constantly in our office, we walk around with the Forensic bag with all the business plan. In other words, on Monday, after the Forensic weekend, you know exactly what you got to do. You're going home with the plan, the 5-figure plan that ultimately turns into 6-figure, 7-figure, and 8-figure plan if you follow it properly. So that's the difference. Now, when it comes to trainers, there's the basic trainers that'll tell you what to do. The better trainers will tell you how to do it. Forensic is the only one that tells you what to do, how to do it, and most importantly of them all, why you should do it. Why you should do it. Because you know what? If you don't get the why, you're not going to do it. This is why it is so effective. So if that wasn't enough, by the way, this is only once a year. This is the only chance you've got. So you show up to this, you're going to astronomically change your performance from whatever it is it's going to be. If it's going to be good anyways, it's going to be astronomically better. If you're not going to do anything anyways, it's still going to be much better, not just in this business, at least in your personal life and businesses and whatever else you do. So you've got to be here. It's only once a year. Make sure you're here. Make sure your team are here. Now, if that by itself is not enough, we have some major developments coming up we call Phase 5. It's the beginning of Phase 5. Now, if you've read my President address that comes in your kit, you'll know about Phase 1 and Phase 2 and Phase 3 and Phase 4. Phase 5 is coming. This is the path to the billion. With Phase 5, we're going to announce some corrections that we got to do because we're thinking next decade. We're not thinking this year. This is not an upstart company. We don't need to hype this thing up. We have a 10-year success track record. But now we're looking next 10 years. So we're making some corrections to make sure that your business remains as good as it is today and even better, as safe as it is today, and even safer for the next decade, because it's the best message you want to leave to your kids and pass it on to the next generation, even beyond your time. And the second thing we're going to do in the Phase 5 is, A, make some corrections, make sure your business remains solid going forward. Second thing is, we got some incredible, mind-blowing promotions that's going to come out because we are at this stage of our game. I look at my business and the adjustments we've done and the way we move forward. We have the world's best products, most marketable products. We have an undisputed compensation plan. Last couple of days, we work on the systems to make sure it's easier to operate. The only thing we need to do right now is basically put some incentives and promotions that are time sensitive to make sure that people take action. See, other companies, they don't have to do that. You know why? Because they got ranks and qualifications and requalifications that forces you, like a gun to your head, to make sure you do what you have to do or you lose your check or most of it. See, we don't have that in GWT. You create the volume and I'll pay you. That was my policy from day one. But the downside to that is people get paid anyway, so they don't do more than they should. And that affects you on your check because your people happy where they're at. Well, we're going to put some mind-blowing, time-sensitive promotions that nobody in your team, including yourself, would want to miss. And what that means to you is it's going to double and triple and quadruple your CV, and CV, commissionable volume, is money. So that's going to be released in Phase 5. That's what we call Phase 5. So what you will get, you're going to get the Forensic Networker, which is once a year annual, that's it. There's no more after that. And then you're going to get Phase 5, and you can't have this message delivered to you in Phase 5. You can't. Forensic, definitely you can. You can even read the forensic book. You'd be more confused than anything else. It's very, very intense. You've got to be there, and I have to train you on it. So we talked about, everyone's talking about how it changes them. The price of it. I'm not in a book-selling business. I don't have time. GWT is where my focus is at. I have the second largest publisher in the world for 3 years asking me to make the forensic because it is so detailed, because it is so vast, and every year, every version that comes out, this one would be version 7. So for 6 versions before this, it always tells out this is version 7. I always add at least 2 new chapters in every new version. It is so vast that the second largest publisher in the world is telling me to make this into a forensic series of books, like the Dummy series, because they see money. They see this is something that would have such a big following. We could keep coming out with new series. I'm not in a book-selling business. I'm not interested. That's why you're getting this for almost nothing. I'm interested in giving you the information so you can go hit a financial home run, build your VDM into a global empire. That's what I'm into. I'm not into a book-selling business, and that's bad news for the publishers out there who want the book. So you have the opportunity to be here. Make sure you're here. Make sure your people are here. Remember, whoever shows up to your team, you've astronomically increased your chances that they're going to stay with you forever, and they're going to, we know for a fact, astronomically, their participation, them staying on IA, retention, activity, the CV that they're going to generate, and their checks, all of that astronomically will increase. When that happens to your team, what happens to your business? So do you think you've been slacking on this? When we launch this, it's once a year, you should be the first one on the ticket. And when you are the first one on the ticket, automatically you're talking to everybody in your team because you've done it, and because you've done it, you automatically talk about to other people, and they're going to do it. The seats are limited, folks. It sells out every year. I mean, how many times do you have to see this, right? So it's going to come to a point where it's going to be sold out because there's no more room, and your people are going to be upset at you because you didn't tell them or they didn't know about it. Get the link of this webinar tonight. Pass it on to everybody in your team because you can't deliver the message the way this one does. Obviously, you do your part, but send the link to everybody. Make sure the more people you have here in July for Phase 5, the more your check is going to be affected almost immediately right from July. So if you're going to shop by yourself, well, great, good for you. No one else in your team is going to benefit from it. If you don't shop at all, well, I guess you can wait another year. You waited 30 years already, so I guess you could wait another more year. Why do that? You might not even make it to next year. So that's how passionate we are. You've heard it from everybody. You heard it from me. I don't have the time for this, but it's important, so I'm going to take the time once a year and put the information out, how I personally built it. Like Marshall said, this is not MLM 101 you get from the big names of the industry. This is not MLM 101 what you get in LA or Los Angeles, some of these guys writing books for 20 years. This is the scientific plan that was written by me based on, not based on theory, but based on activity and results that I had to do, and many of my people have done using the system. You have that opportunity. So, hope that you're on the ticket already and registering, and you're on the phone with everybody, making sure that they are not going to cheap out for $179 for their plane ticket. They are not going to put their business on hold for another year. I mean, they could do that, but I guess it's your job as a leader to do all you can to make sure that doesn't happen. So I'll pass the phone back to Sean. I think we've set up that if they don't catch this, you have to question how serious you are. You have to question how serious you are about your profession. It's not even about the GWT business. About your profession. How serious are you? When you launch your network marketing business profession, when you get into this profession, you got into it because something about the job scene wasn't working. Something wasn't right. Whether it was money, stress, time freedom, something wasn't working, so you decided to start a business. Now, we're giving you a pathway to a six-figure plan in 12 to 18 months. If this is not important enough for you to put everything else on hold, then I guess your question you have to ask yourself, how serious are you really about your business, your future, and so forth? So with that, I look forward to seeing all of you. July, we're going to blow up. I mean, Canada's going to be shaken by what we're going to talk about in that July weekend. Hope that you're there. Back to you, Sean.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, Ramin. After listening to you, I went to July 10th now. And yes, this call is recorded, GWT family. So immediately as this is done, I'm going to get it loaded up. And you want to share this with everyone in your team, because no one can deliver the message of why you need to be there like our CEO or forensic networker, Mr. Ramin Mesgal, who just did. And I think everyone who hears him, they're going to buy their tickets immediately. If you don't have your ticket, get yours and make sure everyone in their team has theirs. I cannot wait till July 10th. So,
Sean, I want to also say this. If you're coming from overseas, we have a complete list of documents you need for your visa. You've got to get on this right away. It'll take sometimes up to a month, month and a half, 2 months even. But the Canadian government, you know, they know who we are. They're doing all they can to help for people to actually get into Canada. It's very difficult to get into Canada, especially from certain countries. But the Minister of Immigration happened to be into our office many times. He knows who we are, and he's mandated his staff to put out a list of what you exactly need for the embassy. Now, my mother was a diplomat, so I know this firsthand, that embassies operate independently from their government. So the government here cannot tell the embassy to let people in. That's not how it works. So you actually have to go to the embassy, provide the documents to be able to, and have that officer at the embassy to go ahead and approve you. But because they're so busy, they're not there to interview you or look at your background. They go through a checklist. And you could be the best candidate. If you're missing something on the checklist, they just simply put X on it, then you have to go and reapply again. Don't do that. The email, if you don't know, if it's in the back office, what you need, if you want, just go ahead and email Jonathan, okay, info@globalworldtrade.com or gwcorp.com. If from back office, send in the ticket, ask them for that immigration list that you need for visas, and Jonathan will send it to you. And I believe it's already in your back office if you look for it. So get that list. Make sure you have everything on this on the list satisfied, and it's an automatic. Automatically you'll get your visa. Unless, of course, there's other matters that that we don't know about. But that list has granted visa for many people who could not get it before that match. So make sure you get your visa ASAP. You don't have that much time.
Wonderful. Thank you so much again, Ramin, for all of that information and everything you've shared tonight and all you do. And the last thing we want to leave you with tonight, GWT family, and thanks to our Senior VP, Sanaz Human, putting this initiative together. And again, to our CEO for standing behind this. And it's what, again, Ramin, you've always ultimately said GWT is about helping to give more. Of course, the Nepal Earthquake Relief Fund, you want to go to your back office and participate in this. The death toll now over 5,000, devastating event. And, you know, thanks to our CEO, GWT is matching dollar for dollar every dollar that we as the LCs donate. And then on top of that, the Canadian government will match all donations from Canadians. So that quadruples the effort. So we can make a huge difference. And, you know, the CEO said here, this is yet another example that our quest to the billion will have a positive global effect far beyond the GWT family. And so for me, I'm so proud to be a part of this company that, you know, when things like this happen, this is the response coming right from our CEO, our Senior VP, to put that difference in the world. So go and donate now. I already donated. Log in to the back office. Donate now. I know many of the top leaders donated. Let's show how much GWT cares and wants to give and make a difference when things like this happen in the world. So,
Sean, if I can just add to that as well.
Hi, Sanaz. Welcome to the call. Go ahead.
Thank you. I actually just wanted to reiterate on just basically what you talked about. As you all saw, on May the 1st, we started the campaign for Nepal, and as everyone that's on this call, we are a global family. We are a global business, and there is a lot of people that are in desperate need of just something as simple as drinking water that we have every single day. So it's about helping rebuild. It's about helping a lot of orphaned kids, and I want to make sure that we definitely shine bright like a diamond when it comes to global wealth trade. Your every even $25 that you're putting in, basically, by the time that our CEO has been so generous to match it, and of course the Canadian government's going to match it, that every $25 will become basically $100. So, you know, I know there's been people donating. We want to make some big numbers out of this. We're giving you till the 23rd. Of course, you can just log into your back office. As well, if you like, you can just send us a ticket, and we can take it also from your e-wallet for countries like Nigeria. So I just wanted to reiterate that, Sean. A lot of you have seen the video I've done on my Facebook. Share it, post it, and get everyone that you know. I even have friends that have been giving me cash after seeing the video. I've had people in my family give me cash, and I'm basically, you know, donating all of that through my credit card through the company. So let's get out there, let's talk about it, let's make a difference, and let's help Nepal so that they can rebuild and, of course, most importantly, start to be able to live again and reconnect. Thank you, Sean. Back to you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sanaz. And again, I know how busy you are, but yet this was so important. You put it together, and again, Ramin stood behind it. And so, GWT family, it's our turn. We just got to log in and donate. Make sure everyone in your team donates. It's a very, very important cause. So again, thank you to our CEO, Mr. Ramin Mesgarlou, and all of course, our top leaders who came on and shared the importance of being at Forensic. Don't miss it. Book your ticket tonight. Of course, thank you to our Senior VP, Sanaz Human, coming on and sharing about Nepal. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Of course, you know, our Tuesday night training, that's it, don't miss. Fast Start training, which we have in French, Spanish, English. Make sure you log in